La vida política en Israel es muy dinámica. La coalición de gobierno, elecciones anticipadas o no, el conflicto con los palestinos y el proceso de paz, todos temas que generan posiciones encontradas. De esto dialogamos con dos representantes de la izquierda y la derecha en Israel. Ellos, sin embargo, comenzaron con un acuerdo: la coalición de gobierno es estable.
I know that it seems as if we are heading towards election, but the truth is that I think we won't have election for more than a year from now. We are quite stable. Right now, well, you know, in politics, it's all a question of agendas and of interests. And right now, I think it's in no one's best interest to break down the government and to go to elections. So I believe that we're going to stay with the same government, more or less, for at least a year or a year and a half.
Unfortunately, this government seems pretty stable to me. I know there are people that see it otherwise, and definitely the people in the coalition, the Israel Beitenu party and the Labor Party, would like to be perceived as people who are not in Olmert's pocket. But it seems, if you look at the political behavior of the partners in this coalition, in this government, that they are acting like typical opportunist politicians. They all want to be in power. Barak and the Labor Party said that they were going to leave if the Vinograd plan came out with very devastating results, and that doesn't seem like it's going to happen. So I think it's pretty stable, which saddens me.
La conferencia de paz de Anápolis produce reacciones diferentes. Para Tami, Molad, Haio es un paso positivo. Para Uri Bank es otro eslabón en la cadena de errores.
On the international level, I think a good thing has happened. I think the world has decided, including Europe, which was very much their intervention was very much needed also, that it is time to sit around the table again. And much pressure was applied upon the Israelis and upon the Palestinians. In my point of view, this is a good thing, and I'm coming from the left, from the Zionist left, pro-peace and pro-dialogue. This was just the beginning. Annapolis, in more than one way, was just a statement, but an important one. After a very long period where both Israelis, the public I mean, both Israelis and Palestinians kind of gave up hope that our leaders can do something in order to take care of our future. And in order to take care of our future, on both sides, we need to have peace. Now the question is, what will happen? There are many committees. They have started to talk. Some of them, some have not started yet. The dialogue is in progress now.
People, unfortunately, in the international community and here in Israel, keep repeating the same mistakes of the past, even though for the past 15 years we've been walking down the Oslo path of trying to give some kind of agreement, giving the Palestinians land, giving them guns, and hoping that some level of self-rule will bring peace to the region. It's only brought the opposite. And the more land we've seceded to them, the more they've used it against us, eventually always turning the guns against us, and land that was given to them here in the Gaza Strip is now again being used against us. So Annapolis was just, and we said this before Annapolis, and it's become evident ever since Annapolis, is just recycling the same mistakes of the past. And when I say recycling mistakes, we're talking about, unfortunately, bloodshed here, because when people make mistakes in this region, it means that more and more Palestinian and Jewish lives are lost.
Ahora bien, ¿cómo ve cada sector el camino hacia la paz en la región? Los entrevistados explican sus posiciones de lo que sería el fin del conflicto israelí-palestino.
Majority of Israelis, majority of the public opinion of Israel, have already, they all know exactly how the conflict will end. We all know exactly how the conflict will end. We're talking about actually the 6 points of the People's Voice Initiative, Ayalon Useba Initiative, very similar to the Geneva Accord. We're talking about a two-state solution. We're talking about the dividing of Jerusalem without putting a wall in the middle, without giving up or taking the regime over the Holy Basin. We're talking about the returning to the 67 border lines with corrections, of course, according to reality. 40 years have passed and some things have happened. There is a right to return, but there will be no implementation whatsoever of this right to return. Not even one refugee would be allowed to come here. But on the other hand, the minute there will be a Palestinian state, not even one Israeli will be allowed to live there, unless the Palestinians, of course, invite him.
Let's put forward this year the Israeli initiative, which we feel is the right road to peace. Instead of the Oslo, Camp David paradigm, now there has to be a new paradigm, and the Israeli initiative talks about how only if we help the Palestinian refugees break out of the cycle of them being in the refugee status and give them proper lives with international community backing and all the funding that was raised, the billions and billions of dollars that are raised to put into the Palestinians' coffers. That's wonderful, but instead of it going to the Palestinian Authority, it has to go to the people, and in order to relocate them and give them proper lives, not, unfortunately, in Israel where there's no room for them. In the Gaza Strip and Judea and Samaria, and within the Green Line in Israel, there's no room for the million Palestinian refugees living in the Gaza Strip. If, on the other hand, we widen the scope of the people that are going to compromise and help the Palestinian refugees have proper lives, then giving them each a nice package of, let's say, $100,000 per family in order to get them out of the refugee status and give them proper lives elsewhere outside of Israel. The only way that Israel is going to be able to make peace is by talking to other countries.
Y por último, Hamas en la Franja de Gaza. ¿Qué debe hacer Israel? ¿Dialogar o combatirlo?
Hamas is a terrorist organization. There's no question about it. There's no reason that Hamas should be dealt with any differently than we deal with Al-Qaeda or we deal with Ahmadinejad.
We have to do what Yitzhak Rabin, the late Yitzhak Rabin has said we need to do. To sit and talk as if there is no terror, and to fight terror as if there is no dialogue. On the other hand, I think that it is about time that the Hamas will also wake up and look at the reality. And the reality is that the state of Israel is here and we do not intend to go anywhere. We are here to stay.